What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. We do have some big topics to discuss. Firstly, we have some updates on the Mikel Merino and Angelo stellar operations as Hansi Flick is looking for kind of box-to-box midfielder in his double pivot. No advanced negotiations for either of these two options, but the two options are still very strong on the table. Also have some updates around Kimmich and Nico Williams. I think Williams again willing apparently to wait for Barcelona this summer, and Barcelona may be pushing the Kimmich deal for next summer in order to sign him on a free deal. Now, the biggest news has been the fact that Newcastle have submitted an official bid for Ferran Torres, where again Barcelona can make some money from a player sale. We'll talk about the details, the figures of the operation as well, and Barcelona's thought process as well. We had a big news, of course, yesterday in that Marc Bernal has officially agreed a contract renewal with Barcelona, with him being, projected to be one of the top pivots in the coming years, and he will be doing, of course, preseason with the first team. Also has some updates around the club's financial state and a significant update on Gavi's injury and also on the Nike deal as well. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 24 hours. First, we have some decent updates in regards to the situation and Barcelona's pursuit of Mikel Merino. Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo has come out saying that Mikel Merino is slowing down talks with Real Sociedad despite negotiating in case he gets a call by Barcelona. The club is yet to make any moves and are waiting for Hansi Flick's decision. Merino knows that he is on Barcelona's list and that the club can make some gestures, although they have not called him yet. He is now focused on playing in the Euros. His current contract with Sociedad ends in 2025, and although La Real have made several renewal offers to the player, he is not given any response to them. Look, the situation is very, very simple. I don't know about Flick making a decision. I kind of feel like that's already been made, especially with Tony Juan Marti's initial report. I think it was, like a week ago. Again, the fact that we have a formula in place to make a bid to try and tempt La Real, I feel like that decision has already been taken into consideration. I think more so Flick is giving the green light, just now whether or not we kind of, push for a move in that regards. Now, Mikel Merino actually did some press work for Spain. He was doing, I think, the press conference ahead of the match against Croatia on Saturday, and he was asked, of course, on the Barcelona rumors, and he said, "It's a compliment for me. It's a positive for Real Sociedad as well. It's nice to hear that there is interest. That it means that Real Sociedad are doing things very well, actually. But right now, I am fully focused on the Euros." A lot of compliments to himself and Sociedad, but no confirmation or declination of the report itself. So wait and see on Mikel Merino. I don't think it's an absolute priority for Barcelona. It's quite clear that we're gonna jig up the midfield. I think Roberto's future will be in line, the future of Casado as well, and what the plan is actually gonna be in terms of midfield target. If you want a box to box, if you want someone who can play the 6 and the 8, just a 6, just an 8. All these things I think will, lead to a decision. So wait and see how things do turn out. I think, again, his name is very strong on the table, again, for the price, the experience, the language, him being a native of the country as well. A lot of positives on the side of Mikel Merino. So wait and see how things do turn out in regards to his signing. But right now, no decision made by the club. Now, a player who's been a target for Barcelona for quite some time now is, of course, Joao Kimmich, essentially to come in and reinforce that midfield. And then now the reports that are coming out saying that Hansi Flick wants Joao Kimmich on a free transfer in 2025 when his contract expires. And I'm telling you what, I mentioned this a few videos ago, and I'll say it again. I think the free option of Kimmich is gaining momentum. I think, paying 40 million to bring him in a year early for a player that the profile doesn't really quite fit enough doesn't make sense. You can use that 40 on a left winger. You can use that 40 on two midfielders if you want. Two Mikel Merino. Mikel Merino and Stellar. Two midfielders there. 25 million euros, 50. Bada bing, bada boom. You're an absolutely happy camper. So that could be a decent operation, and I wouldn't mind it whatsoever. I just think that maybe at Man City, if they do decide to reinforce their midfield, they may go out there and spend their money on Kimmich, especially with Pep Guardiola being a big admirer of him. But again, Pep only has 1 year left, so will Kimmich risk it and play a year City with Pep, and then depends on who they get as their next manager as well. So all these things will have implications, but I think definitely right now I'd rather sign Kimmich for free next year than spend anywhere more than 30 million euros for him this summer. Now, very quickly, Barcelona have been offered a midfielder over the recent days as well, and that is Douglas Costa. This was confirmed, not Douglas Costa, Douglas Luiz. This was confirmed by Joaquin Pereira from Sport, of course, #1 source regards to Brazilians and Barcelona. Apparently, his agent has been calling Deco for weeks, making an offer, but Barcelona never showed any strong interest, and it looks like he's close to a move to Juventus, with I think 2 players like McKennie and someone else, and 20 million getting shipped over to Villa in exchange for Douglas Luiz. So I think it's a good thing that Barcelona passed about him. I don't think he's quite what we need. I think he's more so of I know a term, but I don't want to say it because I feel like it's gonna be taken out of context. But he's, I would say a very similar profile to Frankie de Jong, which of course we already have, or being linked with Mikel Merino's and Angelo. So I think all 3 of them fit Barcelona more than Douglas Luiz. So the offer was there, and Deco did say no to his agent quite a few times. So wait and see what happens with the future of Joao Kimmich. I'll whether Barcelona will pursue him this summer as a transfer or as a free agent next year. Now, one of the main targets for Barcelona this summer is, of course, to sign a left winger, and Nico Williams is right up there in terms of the top 2 candidates to reinforce this position. And Sport have come out saying that Nico Williams only wants to join Barcelona. In fact, he is already ready to reject other offers and even wait next year if he cannot join Barcelona this summer. Now, I think that's quite wide of the mark. I mean, he's the Bilbao boy. We know that Bilbao and Basque country players, very difficult to get them moving from their club unless a big club comes in, like Ante Herrera going to Manchester United, and Marcus Llorente I think going to Juventus, was it, or somewhere like that. But it's difficult to get them out of there. Again, I'm so scared that he's gonna absolutely tear it up in the Euros, and that he's gonna have more suitors for him this summer. I think he besides from being a bit inexperienced because of his age, he checks all the boxes for me. So again, we'll see. I think we talked about Gerard Romero saying the other day that Nico Williams really wants to join Barcelona. He's a big fan of, he's friends with a lot of the players. He wants to join a big club, all that sort of stuff. So it's nice to see some ambition from a Basque player as well. We saw Lucky Williams back in like 2016, 2017, where all these clubs wanted him. Chelsea, Manchester United, and he decided to stay loyal to the Basque club that he's currently at. Which again, taking nothing away from him. He has caused me a lot of nightmares and stuff like that. But if he left, it would have been different. Anyways, his brother's kind of on a bit of a different pathway. So again, we'll wait and see. Hopefully, and I pray that we can make the transfer. I think this will be the signing of the summer for Barcelona. I talked about, the economic lever summer. Jules Koundé signing just got me so gassed for the season. I was so excited. I felt like on top of the world. Nico Williams will do the exact same thing. I know. If you remember back in the day, I was very against, spending 50 million on him when he was a free agent in December and January. But I've seen the light. I've seen the light. So hopefully we can get this deal over the line. But again, it'll depend on Barcelona and of course us returning to the 1-1 rule. Now, one of the few movements that Barcelona want to do, at least I would say, by the end of June, beginning of July, is of course sort of the futures of the 2 Joaos. We have an update on one of them, and that is on Cancelo. Gabriel Sanz and Deportivo's come out saying that Man City are open to negotiating with Barcelona for Joao Cancelo. The player wants to continue at Barcelona. In a recent meeting, City informed Jorge Mendes their willingness to reach an agreement, but they are pressing for a permanent transfer in accordance to what other clubs are offering, while Barcelona want another loan. They want to find a viable solution for everyone, although it will not be easy. The 2 clubs are already in contact. So negotiations with Man City have begun for Cancelo. City are open to selling him. They want to sell him, but they want a permanent transfer, where Barcelona want a loan. Apparently other clubs have made offers to Man City for Cancelo. I'm assuming they're Saudi Arabia clubs. I don't see any top 5 or 10 clubs in Europe making a move for Cancelo. So again, let's see if Barcelona play hardball. We're just going to go and get the deal over the line. To be honest, a permanent transfer for Cancelo for less than 20 million euros, I would not bat an eye about. I would not mind that whatsoever. It wouldn't bother me at all. More than that, I would be, generating some concerns. But again, a loan with the buy option or loan with the mandatory buy option, I'll take it every single day of the week. So we'll see how things turn out with Cancelo. But again, negotiations have started with Man City to try and strike a deal at some point in the next few weeks. Let's now discuss the players that have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 24 hours. I would say personally the biggest news over the past 24 hours is the news coming in from Gigantes, of course, the media outlet owned by Gerard Romero. Gerard Romero is one of the few journalists that actually leak bids that clubs make for Barcelona players. He's come out saying that Newcastle United have submitted an official bid for Ferran Torres of 15 million euros fixed plus 5 million euros in variables. The fact that Newcastle are interested, I think, is positive news. Again, keep in mind, I'm very biased and have stock invested in Ansu Fati. And again, we're keeping Felix as well. You want to sign a left winger, so we have room to maneuver with Ferran Torres. This offer is shite. My minimum value for Ferran Torres, I would say, is 30 million euros. They've offered 20 as a package. So for me to even consider this, you gotta bring that fixed fee up to at least 25 million, then we can talk. That's how I personally see it. You know, you have a player here that's very versatile. 24 years old, Spanish international, has experience at Valencia, Man City, and Barcelona. He'll cost you around 35-40 million euros. He had, you know, a good season last season for his expectations, but again, the injuries kind of hindered it, the momentum that he had a little bit. We'll see how he does in the Euros. He's not worth 50 million. I would rather keep Ferran Torres at that price than bid him for that, even though the money would be nice. And also, don't forget, of course, amortization. I believe you've only amortized 20 million out of the 50 we paid for him. And again, you paid 50 for Ferran. If you can get back 30, which I think is his market value anyways, 20 million net loss over 2 seasons, we'll absolutely take that as well. So for me personally, I think I've seen a lot of people on Twitter agree with me as well. I tweeted it as immediately as I saw the news. Minimum 30 million. I think, you know, a good deal for both parties would be 35. I think a good deal for Barcelona would be upwards of 40. But for Newcastle, I think they kind of start off, you know, the bid low. But we'll wait and see. Of course, it depends on Barcelona accepting the offer, maybe even entering negotiation. Of course, Ferran Torres playing a big role in this as well. He has a contract with Barcelona, so if he wants to stay, he can stay. If he wants to leave, of course, things will proceed even quicker. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Would you accept this bid or not? Again, for me personally, I would give it a big fat rejection. But if Newcastle come in again with a higher bid, maybe things will be moving in some sort of, you know, sale direction. But the fact there is, you know, interest for Ferran Torres, I think is somewhat of a positive as well that we could use in the Mercado this summer. So wait and see how things turn out. But again, Newcastle has submitted a bid for Ferran Torres of 15 million euros fixed plus 5 million euros in variables. We actually don't know if Barcelona have rejected or accepted this offer. I doubt they'll accept it, but maybe there could be more negotiation between Barcelona and Newcastle in the future. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update, and it is on Marc Bernal. After months of negotiation, full agreement has been reached for a contract renewal between Marc Bernal and Barcelona. Tony Juan Martí from Sport broke the news saying that there is a total agreement reached for a contract renewal of Marc Bernal. He will sign until 2026 with 2 or 3 more optional years as well. The player only contemplated continuing at Barcelona, and Barcelona consider him a fundamental piece for the team's future. Of course, Marc Bernal, one of the top gems in the midfield in the academy. He's been absolutely fantastic in the pivot where I've seen him, but also recently in the 8, in the Frankie de Jong kind of position where he's been playing a lot under Rafa Marquez for Barca Athletic in the recent, I think, month and a half or so. So top talent, and of course, we will see him for the first time for the first team in pre-season. The report also continues on by saying that Marc Bernal is expected to be doing preseason with the first team. He aims to be in the pivot for the future, despite the fact that he's been proving himself to be a versatile player and adapts to more advanced position. So again, his mindset and the club's mindset is to still have him as a priority, have him as a focus to develop and nurture and grow in the pivot position, despite his ability to play in forward areas in the midfield as well. So preseason should be confirmed for him, especially with the lack of midfielders we will have going into the preseason. You know, no Pedri, no Ferran, no Fermin, sorry, no Gavi, no Gundogan. Frankie a bit iffy right now. Romeo's getting shipped off, so he has definitely room there to be in the part of the preseason. So we'll see him in America for sure, and we'll see if he can impress Hansi Flick or not. But again, another big renewal for Barcelona. Again, from the youngster perspective, you had Fermin Lopez done, Lamine Yamal done, Pau Cubarsí, Hector Fort, and Marc Bernal now another check mark in the correct area for renewals. Let's now hopefully focus on some first team renewals. Let's now discuss some injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update is on Gavi. The club yesterday released a lot of footage and pictures of Gavi doing his rehabilitation in the Ciudad Esportiva Joan Gamper. Now, if you remember in the past few videos, I've been telling you guys on Gavi that I don't think he'll be back until 2025 at the bare minimum. And now Raccoon have come out confirming that I'm just so damn smart. They've come out saying that Gavi's recovery is going great and that his knee is responding to everything very well so far. The idea for him is to return to training on the pitch around November and then be 100% fully fit to start for and compete for Barcelona by the start of 2025. I told you guys this for months and months and months. You can read it from a mile away. I think, and I said this in the last video and I'll say it again, if Gavi is fully fit for the Super Cup in January, I will be shocked. I think he will return for those Copa del Rey matches after the Super Cup. I think that's when we'll see him play for the first time. I think he'll definitely travel for the Super Cup, whether he's fit or not. I'm telling you right now, if he's coming before, if he's fit before that, it's a miracle. I think he'll be fit around that time, if not afterwards. When you go into a Super Cup semifinal against, who are we playing again? I don't really want to think about it. I think we're playing Athletic Club. So, you know, semifinal against Athletic Club, Gavi, you know, he's just going to be coming back. He will not start that game. Final as well, we probably won't start it as well. So unless he comes, of course, starts playing beforehand. So wait and see how Gavi's recovery is going to be projected over the next few months. But again, everything right now is on schedule, going well, no setbacks. Again, should be, you know, green lighted by the end of November, at some point in November. But of course, you have to train, get back the match rhythm and all that sort of stuff, and also maybe adapt to Hansi Flick's system, style of play, training methods, and, you know, squad rules, all that sort of stuff as well. We probably won't see him fully integrated into the first team until the new year. Let's discuss some of the news starting Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Firstly, we do have a graphic here from Gigentes, or the Maryland's media outlet, giving us a graphic and template of what Hansi Flick's staff will look like at Barcelona. Of course, you'll have Hansi Flick as the main coach, 3 assistants, Westerman, again, that one that can speak Spanish, that has, you know, La Liga experience and also the German experience as well. Tony Taplovic, who's again used to be a former goalkeeping coach, maybe have that a little bit there, but he'll mainly be assistant. Also have, of course, Marcus Sorg as well. Then you have the fitness section again. You're going to have Julio Tuz, of course, that's going to be coming in, that we talked about while Xavi was confirmed staying after that press conference where everyone thought his staff was going to get sacked. The big idea was that Julio was going to come in alongside Raul Martinez as well. Those are going to be the 2 inclusions, whether Xavi was staying or not. So those 2 will be coming in as new, physios and trainers, but also 2 new ones added as well recently, and Rafael Mandolando, and also, of course, Pepe Koundé as well from Sevilla and Real Sociedad respectively. So again, it's going to be a whole new look from the physio side, from behind the scenes, and also with the assistant and the first team manager. Again, Dr. Rico Purnia, who's going to be kind of overseeing the whole entire medical and physical training staff, he will be staying, so he'll kind of integrate these men into the training center, and how they want to do stuff. Maybe they're going to bring their own ideas as well, but looking pretty strong, and hopefully it just comes down now to execution. Now, the final topic that I wanted to discuss before I end off this video is in regards to the Nike deal. Give you guys a quick update that's come in from Memorabilia on Twitter. He came out saying that at any time after the announcement of the new deal between Barcelona and Nike, the new home shirts for next season 24-25 will be delivered by the official Barca stores in Barcelona. The home shirts are ready in the warehouse and ready to be picked up. So everything already formal, everything ready to go now with the home kit. We're just trying to figure out this last 2 logistics of the Nike renewal. Again, Nike want to have the deal be on a long-term basis, probably I think 15-20 years, where Barcelona looking at around a 10-year deal, and that's still being negotiating and still being processed as things currently stand. Now, also, Laporta yesterday was speaking in the State Senate of Barcelona, talking about how the club's economic point of view, and he did mention how the club's this year's budget for the club, we will be having positive numbers. Now, we have not seen positive numbers since I think the year before COVID. So year before COVID, 2 summers ago, last summer, we were always in the negative, but this time we're going to be in the positive. And again, that's a testament to what Laporta has done. Again, manager-wise, player-wise, you can criticize him, sure, absolutely, but behind the scenes, in terms of the economic point of view from the club, it's just nothing but a pure and utter masterclass from himself. So we'll see the final numbers again for Barcelona at the end of this month, alongside hopefully the financial fair play margin from La Liga very, very soon. And hopefully we can have somewhat of a healthy state financially by the end of this month. That way we can operate in somewhat of full freedom in July during the summer transfer window. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the only thing I really want to know, apart from everything else, of course, you can chuck your thoughts in there, of course, please do. But I really want to know about the bid from Newcastle for Ferran Torres. What are your thoughts? Would you accept the bid, negotiate, reject? Would you keep Ferran, let him go? What are your whole entire thoughts on that kind of proceeding? That's the main thing I want to know down in the comments below. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barça.
Yeah.